Fireheart's traitorous enemy, Tigerclaw, has been vanquished and exiled from ThunderClan. But Fireheart can't shake the feeling that he's lurking in the forest, waiting for his chance to strike. That's not the only problem facing the young warrior in these blazing summer months, as he struggles to handle sinister omens, an apprentice with a shocking secret, and a devastated clan leader who is a shell of her former self. Meanwhile, the forest gets hotter and hotter, and everyone braces for the coming storm. Hi, I'm Nova.
And I'm Rachel,
Welcome to Novel Nostalgia.
where we talk about the books that make us nostalgic.
My eyes are like, I have to read?
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? Clearly not me. Ugh.
Mood.
Gross. Reading? Gross.
Reading? Who does that? What
Who
the hell?
reads? Right.
Truly. So what's the title of the book we're reading today, Nova?
It is Rising Storm. It's number 4 in the, original Warriors series. Yeah.
And I'm so excited to talk about it.
I had to rethink about the number for a second.
Mood.
Because, it's not there in the title or anything of, our recording. Yeah, it's fine,
It's fine. It don't matter.
My brain is 99% fried. According to Matt, it's like 99.5, so,
Mm-hmm.
we just kind of work off that one brain cell that isn't fried at this point and hope that it works.
I am just ready to get more into the story, to talk more about all the things going on.
All the things that are continuously wrong.
Literally. Do we have a pending note list yet of everything that's incorrect?
We should have. We should have.
Probably should. we gotta write that down.
We'll just go through the
whenever I build that family tree thing.
Right? There you go. Throw it up there.
Yep.
All the things they did wrong.
Yep.
It'll be so good. Everyone will be like, what the heck? But, Oh, they just had a survey released recently, and I took it because I was like, I want to see what this is. There were a lot of questions about where you watch TV, and do you like animated series versus CGI stuff? And I'm like, is it happening?
Is it finally happening?
Is it happening? I'm like, please. I have been wanting a movie or a show on this forever. There's been some great fan ones, but obviously because it's straight from the book, it's not technically allowed. So I'm like, please do it.
There's been a lot of adaptations recently, which is exciting.
Right? What was the one I just saw the other day that was coming? Oh my god, what was it?
Shiver.
Not that one. That one I'm excited for. It was a Disney movie, one of the cartoon ones.
Oh.
But it was coming as a live action CGI thing, and now I can't remember what one it was.
Yeah, I feel like I heard about this too, but I don't remember.
And I was so excited because
It's a Bug's Life. They're using real bugs. I'm joking.
Right? Okay, no, I knew about that one. I didn't know about that one, but that was not it.
Did you see they're doing a Hogwarts remake?
They are?
Yeah, on HBO. They're doing a TV series.
Why?
I don't know. Oh yeah, your TV show. What TV show is it? Or movie?
Well, I found one. It wasn't the one that I thought of, but Lilo and Stitch apparently is one. So that's not the one I saw. So I'm very curious which one I saw. But now I'm like, Lilo and Stitch. I'm like, yeah.
I don't know what I saw either. Like, what's coming out? I will never know.
I feel like it was because I got really excited for it, so I'm assuming it was one of the animal ones because I was not a Disney
Hmm.
princess kid. I was a Fox and the Hound, Bambi, Lion King, Aristocats. Maybe it
Fair.
was that one. It might have been that one.
Aristocats?
Yeah,
I feel like we need to Google it before we get like listeners hyped. Hold on.
right? I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, because like 101 Dalmatians, that was me as a kid. Lady and the Tramp. It would help if I could spell this. Aristocats.
Live action's Aristocats movie in development at Disney. But
Hell
it's
yeah.
that article came out in 2022, January 20th, 2022.
So it still could be in the works.
Yeah, so exclusive after winning the Oscar for Best Documentary, Amir Questlove Thompson has found his feature film direct debut as sources tell Deadline he is set to direct a live action hybrid reimagining of the Aristocats for Walt Disney Studios.
That's what I saw the other day. That is it like this is the article. I found it.
Sheesh.
I was like, yes. I loved the Aristocats. I love that the sound of the goose, the geese are going around on TikTok. That little like
Oh yeah.
every time I hear
Fair.
that, I'm immediately just drawn back to the little geese waddle, and I'm like, hell yeah.
I have not seen the Aristocats in such a long time.
Well, now you have to go watch it.
I know, right? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Right? Okay, I'll bring back my notebook. All hail the notebook
The Notebook.
that I can't read the writing on. That I
It'd be
wrote
like
the
that.
writing on.
It'd be like that.
It's fine, you know? I just get like I will end up laying in bed and I'll be like reading in one hand and writing notes in the other. And
Yeah.
so they just kind of become like one long line instead of words and I'm like,
They
what
just
does
become
say?
hot garbage.
Right? I love how we like are like, we're ready, let's go into the recording, and then we're like, oh hey, by the way, you want to talk about something else for like 20 minutes instead?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Because, you know, why not? Let's just chat about this. Chat about that.
Yeah,
What's Gothic doing? But
literally.
yeah.
You have the notes, dog. I don't know what's going on. So I feel like in the future I should probably start reading the books before we actually do it, but
Why? It's
I
fun
think
when you have no idea what's going on.
that's fair.
And when you do them to me, I'll have no idea what's going on.
Fair.
So we start in the prologue, as always, in
Hmm.
these. And there's a clan getting a prophecy. We don't know which clan it is. And it's about ruling the forest. And so the medicine cat is like, yo, we're gonna rule the forest, basically. And everyone's like, woohoo, we're gonna rule the forest. And then the medicine cat's sitting there like, do I tell him the cost that comes with that? Probably not. So already we're like, something's gonna go bad because of this.
Hmm.
We still have no idea what clan it is, you know, whether it's in the future, the past, whatever. That's where we start.
Amazing.
So then we dive into ThunderClan, and right off the bat, Cloudpaw needs to learn some respect.
Always.
Cloudpaw has always been like one of my favorites because he just like doesn't care, but he's one of like the best cats in the clan at the same time. He's always just like, your Star Clan thing, this sucks. They're not real. They're just ghosts. Like, they're stories. Get over it. But at the same time, he like follows everything and is like, I'm the best warrior there is.
Hmm.
Like, I love him too much.
I just, the idea that he's just a tiny disaster really appeals to me.
Tiny disaster. I love it.
Chaos Cat.
His name should have been Cloudstorm.
That would have been good.
Cloud Chaos.
The tiny chaos, cloud chaos. You know,
Exactly,
chaos,
right?
chaos.
Chaos, chaos. That is the name. Just chaos, chaos. Excellent. We have renamed
No
Cloudpaw.
notes. No notes.
So Fireheart is struggling with his duties as deputy. He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Because he's still a kind of baby at this point. He's barely become a warrior. His first apprentice got hit by a car. His second one doesn't know respect at all. And he's trying to run everything the best he can. And he's like, I
Yep.
have no idea what I'm doing here. It's fine.
Poor Fireheart. Let's just
Right?
give him a second to breathe, because, oh my god.
Gold sticker, buddy. You're doing fine.
Yeah,
Like,
everything's fine.
you're taking it in stride. It's not like your leader just is like gone mentally. It's fine.
Almost physically, I don't know.
I mean, pretty much. I think at this point she's on like her last life.
Yeah.
Or like second to last life. I think it's
She's
last
close.
actually. She's not standing on all 4 feet very well.
Yeah. A little tripod action.
Right? So Fireheart is stressing over Bramblekit because of his father. Bramblekit's dad is Tiger Claw, and Bramblekit looks just like Tiger Claw. So every time Fireheart turns around, he's like, "Oh my god, Tiger Claw's staring at me."
Ah,
And it's a tiny baby. You good?
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this whole series where Tiger Claw goes off with Sasha and
Uh-huh.
they have kittens, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that's part of the manga.
Yeah.
Who's Bramblekit's mom?
Golden Flower. She's in ThunderClan. She had them basically right before he got exiled.
Okay.
Sasha's kits are when he's in this exile, that's when that happens.
Okay.
So like he's out there now.
Fucking around, finding out.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah. The kids here in ThunderClan have no idea who their dad is. Well, yeah, no, they don't even know. They were too little when he got exiled.
Oh. Like nobody told him it's Tiger Claw?
Not yet.
Mm.
It does happen, but not yet. Blue Star has Fireheart select mentors for the new apprentices. He goes to see her and is like, "Who are you gonna choose?" And she's like, "I don't know. You choose." Like she's losing it still. So
Jesus Christ.
Fernpaw and Ashpaw have their ceremony, which these were the kits that were born before Cloudpaw that he got adopted into, but now they're younger than Cloudpaw.
Mm.
So you know how that works, logic. I think they get given to Fernpaw is to Darkstripe and Ashpaw is to Dustpelt. Cloudpaw is naughty as always. He's always, running out. Like as a kid, remember, he was like going out hunting in a blizzard as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't changed. He's now just older and he has a little more freedom, so of course he's gonna
Oh my
use it.
god. Of course. Why wouldn't he?
Right? So Blue Star is very haunted and distrustful of like everybody. She's just like, I can't trust anyone. And Fireheart's been pretty good at like smoothing it over the clan of like, her deputy just tried to kill her. Yeah, she's struggling and they're kind of like, yeah, man. I can't even get over this kind of thing. So far they're like not worried. They're kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, she's handling this rough, but it's a rough situation. So she says she wants to go to the High Stones with Fireheart because she needs to talk to StarClan. She's like, I need to talk to him. And so they go to High Stones, and she tells him that she only trusts Fireheart. That's the only cat she trusts right now. Everyone
Okay.
else, no.
I mean,
Because
I
he's,
guess trauma,
yeah, like he's the only one that, came to her and was like, hey, you can't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of blew him off, but she was like, you tried to tell me. So
Fair.
Wind Clan stops them. And this isn't allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not allowed to stop cats from going to High Stones.
Basically,
And
a
they do.
religious pilgrimage.
Yeah. It's one of those things of, like, you have to allow them to go. And they're like, lol, no. So they return home, and Blue Star is like, StarClan has forsaken me, kind of thing, because they wouldn't let me go. They're not gonna let me get there. And Fireheart is like, no, it wasn't StarClan, it was WindClan. Like, they're
Yeah.
just being jerks, because I think they were still mad about Broken Tail being there. But so Cloudpaw is off causing trouble again when they get back, as always,
Shocking. Yeah.
right? So surprising. So at the gathering, everyone is like, "Where's Tiger Claw? What happened to Tiger Claw?" And they're like, he no longer is here." And so then Fireheart gets up because Blue Star didn't go, and everyone's like, "You're the deputy? Like, hello? You're a child." Um, so that's like a big thing at the gathering. They're like, "Okay, this is weird." And so he kind of is just like, we got attacked by the rogues. Lusar is just healing, kind of thing. Wait, is this the one where he gets up there? Wait.
I was gonna say, you gotta tell me, dog. I have no idea.
There's one where, no, that's the end of the book. Okay, he doesn't get up there, I don't think.
Heard.
There's one where he gets up for Blue Star because she's not doing well, and I think it's at the end of the book. Yeah, it's at the end of the book. So they're just kind of, she announces that Tiger Claw's gone, Fireheart is there now, and everyone's like, "Fireheart? Wow, he's a child."
They're like, that baby.
Yeah,
What you
exactly.
talking about?
They're like, the child? So two Shadow Clan cats are now found sick, sleeping in ThunderClan territory. And Fireheart and Sandstorm escort them to the border. They're like, "Hey, you gotta go." And they're like, there's, I guess, some sickness going around. Shadow Clan.
Rona.
Rona. It's the COVIDs.
Not the COVIDs.
So they escort him to the border, and they're like, you gotta go home. We're sorry, but, like, you gotta go. So then Fireheart's training with Cloudpaw, and Cloudpaw's kind of like, I'm done. I just want to go hunt. So Fireheart's like, okay, go hunt, and he watches as Cloudpaw goes over to the two legs, and he's like, okay, he's just going to see his mom. Like, no worries. And so he's watching, and Cloudpaw goes right by his mom's house, and into another two-leg house where he sits at the door and he cries until they open the door and let him in. And Fireheart's like, what? So then Princess comes out and is like, "Fireheart, hi, how's things going? How's my kid? He hasn't been here in a while." So Fireheart's like, oh, here I
Interesting.
was thinking that he was just going to see his mom. And nope, he's not even seeing her. So he goes and he tells Sandstorm about Cloudpaw. And she's kind of like, okay, like, he's got to make his own decisions.
Yeah.
But she's still very supportive in a way, but, like, in her very strict Sandstormy way of, like, well, if he wants to go be a kitty pet, he can go be a kitty pet. You gotta let him.
Yeah. Sandstorm's like, that sounds like a whole lot of not me problem.
Yeah. She's like, that sounds like a you problem, but I'll be here to support you. Don't really care about the problem.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot. Have you considered
Right?
just letting him be a kitty pet?
Right. So the Shadow Clan cats have returned, and Fireheart finds them. And he's about to, like, kick them out, and Cinderpelto's like, wait, no. He's like, of course. You're out here taking care of them.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of makes like a clap back of like, and you wouldn't be.
Facts.
Cinderpelt's out here learning from old mentor all the ways of caring for other cats. Um, so she's like, I think I might have found a cure for them. If it works, they're gonna go back. Just give them like a day or two to finish recovering, and then they'll be gone. And Fireheart's kind of like, okay, you have until like this time frame, and then you have to leave. And so they're like, oh, thank you. And Cinderfelt's like, thank you. Because if they can find a cure for the sick cats in their clan, of course they're going to go back and like help them.
Yeah.
But they obviously have to not be sick first. So then Sandstorm and Fireheart are out and about, and Cloudpaw goes to the Two Legs again. And this time they see him being taken away. He
Well,
goes into the house, and then he comes out, and he's in a carrier, and he's like screaming and like, help. And so they drive away. They put him in the car, they drive away. And Fireheart runs after them. And like he runs so hard that like his paws are all ripped up at this point. Like he is like determined.
yep.
And so he makes a comment to Sandstorm about like that was the only thing he had in the clan and now it's gone. And she's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, well, fuck you too.
Yeah, Sandstorm's like, bitch. What?
And so then they do make up, they like talk it out. And he's like, I do have you. I'm sorry. It's just hard, like, not being related to anybody and not
Mm-hmm.
having anyone understand the way what it's like to be a kitty pet in the clan, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
he's like, I appreciate you. Bam, like, of course I got you. So they make
Girlfriend
up,
of mine, I don't know.
right? Basically. So they make up and like, because they're both very stubborn, hot-headed. Sandstorm more
Mm-hmm.
hot-headed than Fireheart, but like they obviously have a good friendship and care about each other. So then Ashpaw comes running to Fireheart and is all worried about Cloudpaw. And Fireheart snaps at him, and Ashpaw is like, my bad.
Yeah, whoops.
um, so then Fireheart tells about what happened, and it obviously goes all over camp that he's gone with the Two Legs. And Blue Star talks about it with Fireheart, kind of like about how, not everyone is made for clan life and whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
um he just like can't get out of his head that he was like screaming wanting to leave when he got put in the car. But he's like, he's been foot in the door, foot out the door for so long that he just doesn't know what to do. He's like, I can't find him now anyway, like he's gone.
Yeah.
So he has a dream, and he goes and he chats with Cinderpelt about it. And they're talking, and Cinderpelt basically is like, you're an idiot. Sandstorm likes you.
Duh.
Wake up.
Yeah.
You need to realize that the cat in front of you likes you. But there's like a little bit in there of like little undertone of like possibly Cinderpelt liked him as well.
Yeah.
The way she reacts as she's telling him of like, you doofus, Sandstorm loves you. Like, get your shit
Mm-hmm.
together. um so he's like, wait, what?
Oh, Fireheart. You poor naive baby.
Right? He's like, oh, okay. It's very dry out here. There's no like water in the little stream that's like right next to their camp. So
Mm-hmm.
the elders have this idea that they're gonna go get a bunch of moss and go get water and bring it back to camp for like the queens in the nursery, and it'll be good for them because they're older and they can get out and stretch around a little bit. And the Two Leg disrupts them, and so they come back and they're like, there's a bunch of Two Legs playing at the river, we're gonna have to wait till nighttime. So they send out a patrol to goes out, and Running Wind is killed when they get attacked. They'd attacked, and they someone comes back to get Fireheart. I can't remember who. He goes back, and he finds Whitethroat, which is one of the Shadow Clan cats that was sick, standing over Runnywing's body. And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" And he goes running after him, and Whitethroat's like, "Oh shit," and goes running across the Thunder Path and gets hit. And so Fireheart's like, "What the hell were you doing?" basically. And Whitethroat had like looked behind Fireheart and is like big-eyed, like, "Oh shit." So Fireheart turns around and Tiger Claw's there. He's like, "Oh, Whitethroat didn't do it. Tiger Claw did."
This motherfucker.
Right. So Tiger Claw attacks Fireheart. Like, they're alone at this point. And I think they're alone. If they're not, it's like, if it's not just the two of them, it's like a small patrol and then like Tiger Claw and the rogues. I was like, I can remember this, so I didn't take detailed notes, and now I regret everything. It's fine. But anyway, he attacks, and Graystripe heard Fireheart yowl and was in a River Clan patrol, so they come running and chase off Tiger Claw and the rogues. Fireheart goes back to Whitethroat and pulls his body across the Thunder Path onto Shadow Clan's side, and like says a little apology, and is like, "I hope they find you to give you a proper burial that you deserve," kind of thing.
Oh.
And then they have to go back to camp and tell about Tiger Claw, and now Blue Star is like terrified. She's all stressed out.
Oh
Are
my
you
god.
kidding
Blue Star,
me?
honestly, pull it together. Like,
So now she's like, "Okay, we need to do this, and this. We need to have all these extra patrols, all these extra things." And so ThunderClan's already like, "We're exhausted. But okay, I guess if we have to do this, we have to do this." So Sandstorm, Fireheart, and Brightpaw go out hunting. And they're doing their thing, and Brightpaw's like, "There's an intruder. Someone is on the territory." And surprise, surprise, it's Ravenpaw.
yay!
So he comes and he's like, "There's this cat near where I am, and he was lost, so I took him back to his humans, but he smelled like ThunderClan.
Don't
Don't
know
know
what
what
that's
that's
about.
about." Yeah, exactly. So he's like, "I thought that I need to tell you." And Fireheart is like, "What?" He's like, "I gotta go get him." Sandstorm is like, "Seriously, you're gonna go get him?" Like, he made his choice. And Fireheart's like, "Well, I'm going." And she's like, "Well, duh, I'm coming with you, you idiot."
She's like, babe, I'm going.
Yeah.
I
She's
already
like,
got the keys. Get in
"Yeah,
the
right.
car.
Get in, bitch. We're going to get your
Yep.
nephew. Let's
Yep.
go." I just love how she's like, so like, seriously, he made his choice. Like, we're really gonna do this? But hell yeah, I'm coming with you. Like,
Obviously.
where do you think I'm gonna go?
Stay at home? Nah.
Right? So they send Brightpaw to camp to go tell them that they are going with Ravenpaw briefly, and they'll be back like within a day or so. So they tell Ravenpaw about Tiger Claw, and Ravenpaw's like, "Shit."
Help.
um,
Help.
but Fireheart's like, "We didn't tell him where you were." Like, the fact that he came to go find Fireheart about the cat that smelled like ThunderClan when he thought that Tiger Claw was still the deputy at this point. Like, that's how worried he was. And
Yeah.
Fireheart's like, "Well, no, he's not the deputy anymore, but now he's running around loose." So Ravenpaw, Sandstorm, and Fireheart get close to the house, and there's dogs. And they're like, "Crap." So they run from the dogs, but the owner of the dogs is like, "Yo, get back here." So the dogs obviously go back to their owner. And they find that Cloudpaw is being kept locked up. Fireheart gets like up onto a windowsill and he's looking in. He's looking at the kitchen, and Cloudpaw is just like uninterested in everything that's in the house, everything that's going on. There's a little dog yapping at him. He's like, whatever. He's like, gets into like a little bed or something, and he's kind of sitting there. And Fireheart's like, all right, I gotta get this guy's attention. So he's like patting on the glass. He like taps on the glass a little bit. And Cloudpaw turns, realizes he's there, and yowls. He's
Oh.
like, ah! Well, the two legs spots Fireheart because Cloudpaw screeched.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes running outside, the two leg. And the three of them outside are like, shit.
Yep. Run.
Cloudpaw comes running out. And he's like, let's go! Well, then they're like, shit, our cat! Shit, the wildcats!
I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
He's like, what do we do? So the four of them take off, and Cloudpaw is like, I was an idiot. Like, I shouldn't have been doing that. I shouldn't have been going and getting food for all this time. Like, I don't want to do that again. I'm done. Screw these two legs. I want to be back in the forest. I'm so sorry. So Ravenpaw returns home, and Sandstorm, Fireheart, and Cloudpaw start heading home. They run into a Wind Clan patrol, and Cloudpaw fights very well. He's been gone for like a moon at this point or something, and he beats the shit out of the apprentice. Like, the apprentice takes off running. And so he's like, oh yeah, like, I'm rusty. I haven't trained in a month. And I beat your ass. It's like, oh yeah, there's Cloudpaw.
Cloudpaw said, purr. Anyways.
You're right. So they get back to ThunderClan, and everyone's like, Cloudpaw! They're like, we thought you left with the two legs. And he's like, me? Leave with the two legs? I was kidnapped! And of course, he gets everyone going. He's like, telling this story. And so then Blue Star comes out, and he's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, you know, he can stay. Like, if this is where he came home, but like, if it happens again, like, you know, you kind of have to figure out where you belong. And he's like, here, I belong here.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you can stay then, especially if you were kidnapped. And Sandstorm and Fireheart are like,
kidnapped.
Totally kidnapped. They kind of just like let it go of like, let Cloudpaw have this little story about how he was kidnapped. They're like, whatever, like, he's home, he's fine, he wants to be here, let him have his story.
Did Cloudpaw get fixed? Did he get neutered? Oh, no. Okay. No. That's what I thought was gonna happen when he got picked up. I mean, it's usually,
I think it was just like, they were like, it sounds like they lived in like this city, and they were like feeding him, obviously. So when they moved, they were like, we're gonna take our stray cat friend with us. Like,
I thought it was one of those things where they picked it up to see if it belonged to anyone, and then they like neutered it. Probably neutered Cloudpaw, you know?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't, but at the same time, it's like, they only had him for like a month or so, so
yeah,
it's possible that they didn't yet, just because age and whatnot, and sometimes it takes a while to get into the vet, depending on your vet.
So was that fully a different house?
Yeah, the two legs left the house they were in. So that's what I think it was, is like, they moved. They were moving houses, and they've been feeding this cat for so long, this little baby cat, that they were like, we're going to take him with us. Like, we're not going to leave him here.
Yeah.
So that's why they took him, is because they were moving or leaving or whatever. So they went, and they were in like a farmhouse kind of thing. More countryside house.
And then they kept this stray cat inside, like.
Yeah, he was outside at first, but he got lost. That's why, like, how Ravenpaw found him, because he was like, I have no idea where I am. And they did joke about it afterwards of like, Ravenpaw is right on the other side of Wind Clan territory.
Mhm.
And so if he had any idea who Ravenpaw had been,
Yeah.
he'd be like, I'm literally like half a day from home. He
Oh.
had no idea. He'd never been up
Yeah.
to the high stones before, so he didn't know that you have to go right by there basically to get
Yeah.
there. So he had no idea where he was. So once he
He's
had
so
been
lucky
out
they
and
just moved to
about,
the
that's
other
when they
side of
like
town.
right? They went from like the city to like the country.
Mhm.
So, um Blue Star has a lot of regret about Ravenpaw and what happened with Ravenpaw, obviously with Tiger Claw and stuff. So she
Mhm.
says to the clan that he's always welcome. Like he is allowed to come and go basically as he pleases, which is
Mhm.
good. Poor little Ravenpaw didn't deserve this shit.
No, he's
Oh.
so stressed. He's such an anxious boy.
So she's like, he's always welcome here. He's a friend of Thunder Clan and he can come and go. Like, don't hurt him or whatnot. Like, he's free to be
Mhm.
here. And they're like, we all know he's like not gonna be there because he lives with Barley and is a happy baby now. It was much
Mhm.
more of a better fit for him anyway, but obviously likes coming and seeing how everybody is and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Fireheart wakes up from a dream to the forest on fire. Like flat out, big flames, fire. So he's the first one awake, and he's like, shit, everybody get up.
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, hey, wake up! Wake up!"
Because I think like StarClan gave him a dream of the smoke, and so he woke
Mhm.
up and he was like, shit, there's smoke. So he drags out Patch Pelt. Wait, yeah. He's dragging out Patch Pelt. Like, they're trying to get
Mhm.
everybody out. He's like, go to the river, go to the river, go to the river. Like, go, just go. And so everyone's trying to like get out. And so he's trying to get Patch Pelt out. And because it's Patch Pelt and Halftail? Halftail, yeah. I had to read through my
Okay.
notes, so I was like, they get to like the top of the ravine and they're like, where are they? And
Mhm.
so Fireheart and Yellowfang go back into camp for Patchpelt and Halftail. And so Fireheart gets Patchpelt back up to the ravine, and Bramble Kit had gone missing. And as he gets up there, he turns around to go help Yellow Tang, Yellow Tang, Yellow Tang,
Mhm.
Yellowfang, and Halftail. And he hears a little meow, and he looks up, and Bramblekit's on a tree that's on fire. And he's like, shit, what do I do? So he goes for the kit, obviously. It's just a little baby. So he gets him, and he gets down, and as he gets on back on the ground, a tree falls and goes rolling down the ravine right into, like, the camp wall. So Yellowflying is now trapped, basically.
Oh my god.
He can't get there. So he's like, crap. So he's like, oh my god. He sets Bramblecate down and he's like, I have to carry Patch Pelt. You need to follow behind me. Can you do that?
Mhm.
Bramblecate's like, yup. Little baby
No
kid is like,
problem.
shit, gotta go. So Fireheart drags Patch Pelt along and he's inhaled too much smoke. So they get to the edge of the river and they're realizing the fire is still coming. They're
Ugh.
basically stuck on the side of the river. So Fireheart's like, we have to cross. And they're like, in a river clan? And it's like, well, what else are we going to do at this point? So they cross the river. Patchpelt has now died. He inhaled too much smoke. So he's on
Uh,
the side of the river. Yeah. So they start crossing the river, and Fireheart realizes that River Clan is now there helping them get across. And Leopard Fur, who's the deputy, who he never gets along with Fireheart,
mhm.
comes and helps him with one of the elders, grabs him and helps him get across. And
Oh.
so she's looking and she goes, is that everybody? And he goes, yeah. And she looks across and she sees Patchpelt and she goes, what about that one? And Fireheart's like, he's dead. And so she kind of like takes a moment while she swims across, she gets his body and brings it back across the river
Oh.
for him. So, um, they go and they shelter in River Clan's camp. They like make a little area for them on one side of the camp so they can kind of just stay there. And I believe they bury Patch Pelt with like in River Clan's little like burial grounds. And I think some of the elders help ThunderClan's elders go and give him a proper burial, even though it's like not at
Oh.
home, but it's still
Yeah.
burial. So Fireheart overhears an argument about him coming from his own clan. And so he's standing there and he says something, and they're all like, oops. Because he overheard the whole thing.
What was
And
it?
they're kind of like, oh god, I don't remember. I think they were talking about like his leadership. Hold on. Let me like look at this up on script real quick. I
Okay.
haven't marked down the chapter it's in, so it shouldn't take me more than like a second or two. It's the elders. One of the elders is they're talking about how Blue Star didn't appoint the deputy right on the right time. Um Small Ear is very ungrateful, and someone goes, Fireheart carried you across the river, and Small Ear's like, he nearly drowned me. And someone else is like, you'd be dead if he left you behind.
Facts.
And then they talk about Yellowfang and Halftail and whatnot. And Darkstripe is judging Fireheart's choices. And Dustpelt actually stands up for Fireheart in a way. And Fireheart's like, what? And so that's the point where Fireheart steps in and he's like, Dustpelt's right. And everyone's like,
Awkward.
shit.
Whoopsies.
Yep. So RiverClan ends up getting them food because obviously RiverClan's food is mostly fish, so the river and whatnot. So they help them get food and feed them.
ThunderClan's like, I don't know how to do that, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And Greystripe introduces Fireheart to his kids. He's like, look, these are my babies.
Aw.
And they're like, hi. So
Sweet babies.
Fireheart wants to go back into ThunderClan and look for Yellow Fang and Halftail. It's not okay for them to go back quite yet, but he wants to go see if he can find them. And Greystripe asks to go too. And Crooked Star is kind of like, you're part of our clan now at first, but then he's like, no, I totally get it, you know. You never know what you're going to find. You need your friend. Go for it. So he allows Greystripe and Fireheart to go together. Your fish, I thought was just going to come right out of the tank.
He does that. Yeah. We call it his zoomy hour.
He literally just like, and I was like, oh, there goes the
Yeah.
rocket.
Yeah, he do that.
So Fireheart and Greystripe go into ThunderClan, and they find Halftail dead in the clearing. There was kind of like a little bit of Patchpelt didn't make it, so they weren't really expecting Halftail to make it. Patchpelt, they even got him to the river, and he died of smoke inhalation. So they were kind of expecting that already, in a way. They found Yellow Fang. She went into the medicine cat den, and she's alive, but she's struggling from the smoke inhalation at this point. She's not doing too well. So her and Fireheart talk, and she tells Fireheart she thinks of him as her own son.
No.
And then she dies.
No.
Yeah, I know,
No.
right?
This is
I
bullshit.
swear I'm not laughing at Yellowfang dying. I'm laughing at Rachel's reactions.
Yeah. This is
I'm also just a
bullshit.
nervous laughter, so like I will laugh at the worst times possible. Anyway,
Fair.
I have laughed in all the bad times.
It'd be like that.
People will say like horrible jokes that like you shouldn't be laughing at, and I'll get so nervous I'll just start laughing, and everyone's looking at me like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "I can't stop now."
Yeah,
Like,
you're
I'm
like,
just
it's too late for
I'm
me.
like, it's just nerves, I swear. I feel so bad, though, whenever that happens. Because I'm like,
I
I swear I'm not a bad person. I just nervous laugh at everything.
It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, everybody's got their thing.
Yeah.
I nervously ramble. It's my problem, I've realized.
Yeah.
So it'd be like that sometimes.
I do. I do. I just want everyone to know that. If you hear me laughing at bad times, I'm
Hmm.
nervous. I swear.
You're actually begging for help. That's what's happening.
Right? I also sometimes laugh when I'm angry, which is funny because I'll be like mad and I start laughing, and that's when you kind of know you're screwed. Because
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point if I'm laughing when angry,
I
run
shake
away.
when I'm really angry.
Same. I go through like I start crying and shaking.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get past that point and I go to laughing, and at that point, that's when it's like, just let
You
it
done
go.
fucked up now.
Yeah. Because what comes after that is I just completely like disconnect, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the scary part. We don't want to get there. I don't get
Yep.
there often, but we don't want to get there. You will regret everything.
Facts.
I will regret everything that
Mm-hmm.
happens
Mm-hmm.
in that time. But yeah. So Fireheart had been talking to Yellowfang, and Yellowfang obviously thinks she wasn't going to make it to StarClan because she killed Broken Tail. And so, as Yellowfang dies, Fireheart smells Spotted Leaf and hear her say that Yellowfang will be safe in StarClan.
Hell yeah.
So he's like, she's going to StarClan. So he's relieved. Like, obviously he's sad, but he's relieved. So they go back and tell everybody what happened. And Blue Star's like, I want to go home. And Fireheart's like,
Mm-hmm.
we should probably wait like another day or two. And she's like, hell no, we're going home. They get
Girl.
home, and she's like, she straight up disowns StarClan when they get
Girl.
home. Yeah. She's like, no, StarClan would not do this to us. Screw them, basically. So everyone is like, the hell is going on? And so Fireheart's like, it's fine, she's just struggling. We just lost, 3 cats. He's
Mm-hmm.
like trying to do damage control, realizing that like she's been spiraling out of control for a while now.
Yeah.
And now it's obviously come completely out of control.
Blue Star needs a vacation,
Right?
honestly.
So he's like, okay, we got this, we're gonna be fine. She just needs time. The smoke's got to her, the smoke's got to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a little time to heal. And he kind of gets Cinderpelt on the like, oh yeah, like she just needs some rest and she'll be fine.
She needs a little vacation. She'll be fine.
So Fireheart takes control of rebuilding their camp. He's like, we gotta
Mm-hmm.
do something. It's like all the foliage has been burnt away. So it's just like brambles at this point. And so he's like, all right, we gotta do things to make it tougher and whatnot. And gives out jobs and stuff. And so he preps everyone for the gathering. They head to the gathering. And he gets up. And they're kind of like, is Blue Star okay? And he's like, yeah, she just took in a lot of smoke. She just needs to rest. She'll be fine. She'll be back next month. She just, she needs a little time to recoup. So I'm here today instead.
Mm-hmm.
And Tall Star compliments Fireheart. He's like, a lot of cats didn't think you could be deputy, but you're doing really good. Like, I knew as soon as
Aw.
she named you, like, you were the perfect fit kind of thing. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, Tall
Too,
Star.
too cute.
Like, he's old. He's like old, like Blue Star old.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to be like, oh yeah, I know you could do well. Like this
Oh.
little cat. He's like, oh. So Fireheart decides that this is when they're gonna tell everybody what actually happened with Tiger Claw. The Shadow Clan shows up and they're all like, hell yeah, we're here. And everyone's like, what's going on? They're like, we have a new leader.
Oh God.
And they're like naming off the people, like the deputy and whatnot. And they're like, oh no, our deputy was the first to die to this sickness. And then Nightstar lost all his lives to the sickness. And so we were like, we don't know who to choose because no deputy, no leader. And they're like, StarClan sent us a new leader. And
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
great. And so they're like, here he comes. And they're all excited. And out of the woods comes Tiger Claw, the new leader of
Firepaws.
Shadow Clan.
Fireheart's like, I'm calling the police.
Right?
The cops are on their way.
He's like, shit. That's where that ends. Literally with Tiger Claw coming out of the woods. And
Goddamn.
ThunderClan is like, you've got to be kidding me.
ThunderClan's like, you motherfucker.
Right? They're like, how did StarClan allow you to go from tearing us apart to now leading this other clan? And they're like, what? this just got 10 times worse.
Terraclaw's like, surprise, Sade.
Exactly. He's showing up. He's all happy. He's like, hell yeah. So
Goddamn.
it the next one obviously starts off right where this one ends. And it does get mentioned that like everyone's like, oh, well now he has a clan to lead. He'll leave us alone.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert,
maybe.
he doesn't leave them alone.
Shocking, truly.
Another little spoiler alert. Farther along, like in the series, when the Dark Forest cats come back, Tiger Claw, a Tiger Star at that point, says something to Fireheart Star, and it's like, I will not rest until you and everyone is dead, basically.
What a bitch.
And he's like, when you came into the forest, I became nothing. It's like, wow, dude, you're really holding a lot of resentment for a little cat.
Yeah, for a baby.
Right? You came into
Good
this
God.
forest and I became nothing. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been an asshole.
You have your whole clan now, so chill.
Right? You had an entire clan. You became leader. He's gonna destroy that for himself.
So how did ThunderClan, or not ThunderClan, how did ShadowClan not remember Tiger Star literally being Blue Star's deputy? And like not be like, oh, must have gotten kicked out. Wonder why.
They talk about it in the next one that they do. They are like, did he kicked out?
Yeah.
And they get to the point where they're like, StarClan sent him, so whatever happened there, it doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
He got sent here to help us.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them says something to Fireheart along the lines of, we don't know what happened, but it was predicted by StarClan. He was sent by StarClan.
I don't know about that
like,
one.
Right? So they're like, well, I guess it doesn't really matter because now he's here and now he's our leader and he's going to help us because they just went through hell and back, basically, the sickness.
Yeah.
Taking their leader out, which in the next book tells what happened.
But we'll get there. We'll get there next week.
Oh yeah. I'm not giving you that spoiler yet because I want you to hear. Yeah. I want to see your face when you hear this.
Can I hear all about it?
Yes.
Absolutely. But we will catch you all here in 2 weeks.
Heck yeah.
From today.
Yes.
And if you want to see us doing more things, make sure to follow us on all of our socials at Novel Nostalgia Pod on all the things.
All the things.
All the things. But we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Bye. Yeah.